Hello, I'm your Kingdom Spiritual Transformational and Life Purpose Life Coach and Mentor, Latricia Booker. And now I'm popping in on you to tell you that you have caused a glitch in the matrix. You, my dear friends, Kingdom people, have caused a glitch in the matrix. Kingdom people, I'm going to lead this message with a couple of different scriptures. The first one is John 6:37. And it says, however, those the Father has given me will come to me, and I will never reject them. And then we have Ephesians 3, verses 16 through 19. And it says, I pray that from his glorious unlimited resources, he will empower you with inner strength through his Spirit. Then Christ will make his home in your hearts as you trust in him. Your roots will grow down into God's love and keep you strong. And may you have the power to understand, as all God's people should, how wide, how long, how high, and how deep his love is. May you experience the love of Christ, though it is too great to understand fully. Then you will be made complete with all the fullness of life and power that comes from God. Kingdom people, you have caused a glitch in the matrix. And so, this is what God spoke to me all around this. You chose God in his ways. You follow him in your purpose. There were some who were rooting for you to follow the ways of the world and even wickedness and evil. But Kingdom people, I just keep hearing, my dear friends. And I'm just really getting, this is what Jesus is calling you. This is what God is saying to you all. You all are his dear friends. Listen, this message is so close to my heart. And it's because through experience, there has been a shift. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Okay, let me just get right to this. Then you'll understand. Here's what's going on, Kingdom people. You chose God's ways. It has been very challenging. In spite of the challenges, you continue to choose his ways. And as John 6:37 says, however, those the Father has given me will come to me, and I will never reject them. You have been given to Christ. You came to him. You went to him. He will never reject you. So, again, regardless of what you experience, regardless of how the enemy attacks you, and when I say enemies, I also mean his imps. I mean the witches, the warlocks, the people, whoever the enemy uses with these unclean spirits, with these demonic agendas. I'm even hearing demonic mindsets. Those who have come against you, who have done all forms of witchcraft to try to tear you down, try to stop you from fulfilling your purpose, because that's ultimately what they're doing. Because you came to him, and God has given you to him, Jesus that is, he'll never reject you. So, here's what's happening here, Kingdom people. In spite of all the challenges, you keep going. The enemy wants you to give up. The enemy wants you to give up on God. The enemy wants you to just, how they say, throw in the towel. But throw in the towel in this sense, yes, not continue to pursue whatever God is moving you to pursue, but ultimately to pursue him. Ultimately to walk with him. Ultimately to turn away from God and his ways and turn yourself over to the ways of the world, to wickedness, which is ultimately turning yourself over to Satan. Here's the thing, kingdom people, you're not doing this. And the enemy has come at many of you very hard. Here's what's really going on. Now we finna get to the nitty gritty, okay? Ephesians 3:16-19 says, I pray that from his glorious unlimited resources, he will empower you with inner strength through his spirit. My God, that's what's happening to you, kingdom people. That's what's causing this glitch in this matrix. You are, because you have been empowered. You, by his glorious unlimited resources, you have been empowered with inner strength through God's spirit, through the spirit of Jesus Christ. Think about that. You are empowered with their spirit. Then Christ will make his home in your hearts. He has made his home in your heart as you trust him. Your roots will grow down in God's love and keep you strong. Kingdom people, it does not matter what they come at you with. It doesn't matter what the enemy come at you with. And it doesn't mean that it don't get really tough sometimes. Absolutely. Your roots are growing down into his love, and it's keeping you strong. Here's what's going on too, kingdom people. The more the enemy come at you, the deeper you grow in God. See, the enemy's attempt is to, his aim, his goal is to pull you away from God. As I've already stated, the attacks are really designed to make you turn away from God. In a way of, God, why are you letting this happen? Oh, God, this too much. This too hard. But that's not what you're doing. I'm reminded of Job. Satan wanted Job to curse God because he went through so much. He wanted Job to be like, why are you letting this happen? God, where are you? But Job said, though you slay me, yet will I trust you. And kingdom people, you're doing the same thing. You're learning to, if you wasn't or you're not. Because part of what I've learned in this journey, learn is, and I say this all the time, life gonna be lifing. First of all, because life gonna life, it don't matter who you are, you're gonna go through some things. It's better to do things for Christ's sake, than to go through for wrongdoing. So if you're going through because you're with God, because you're doing things God's way, because you're pursuing and moving towards what his purpose for you, what he's calling you to, the going through is worth it. Because I'm hearing, be not weary in well doing, for if you faint not, you will reap. You will reap in your due season. I want to say, it says, you all know what I'm talking about. But because you're doing that, because you keep going and you go through some things, you're causing a glitch in this matrix. And here's why. This term comes from the movie The Matrix. And when that was spoken of, there's a glitch in the matrix, it was, spoken of in terms of how the good people, I'll say, were being chased after by the bad people, we'll call them. And something changed in the way the system normally had worked. So when they noticed it, the good people, that is, they said, there's been a glitch. There's a glitch in the matrix, meaning they changed something. So the enemies. But what's happening here is something changed on your behalf because of you keeping on going in spite of the bad that's chasing you, in spite of the enemy the enemies that's attacking you, in spite of the witchcraft that has been done towards you, in spite of, listen, sometimes kingdom people, we have to be corrected. Sometimes God is dealing with us personally. That's part of, and I was reading today in Revelation chapter 3, it had mentioned how God corrects those. No, Jesus corrects those that he loves. And we know scriptures say that he chastises those he loves. And if he doesn't, you are not his. You're a bastard. In other words, you don't belong to God. So sometimes even when we're being chastised, when we're being corrected, when we're being made upright, more upright, should I say, cleansed, because that's just part of what we have to go through, walking this walk with God. Look at David and how David messed up, where Bathsheba was concerned and her husband, and he went through it, but he was chastised and corrected, and God put him right back where he belongs, so to speak. And David was a man after God's own heart. So it don't mean you won't make mistakes and fall short. God knows your heart. Even when you're in error, he looks at your heart. He looks at how you take that chastisement and correction, and you yield to it and let him work out in you whatever was wrong, so to speak, or whatever was in error. And that's part of how you elevate. That's part of how you causing a glitch in the matrix too, because you're allowing God to right your wrongs, even your wrongs, make you right where you had been wrong. And kingdom people is literally causing a glitch in the matrix. Again, he's empowering you with inner strength through his spirit, and you're allowing it. You're allowing him to break you and to remake you, to mold you. I'm hearing you on a potter's wheel. And it's not necessarily an easy or pleasant thing, but you're willing to do it. You're willing to do it. And it's causing a glitch in the matrix. Now, let me tell you this part too. You believe, you trust. Again, it's not easy. But you're willing to do it. You're willing to go all the way with God. And you're learning, you're growing, you're evolving. You're doing all the things that are necessary for your elevation, for God to elevate you. And in you doing that, part of what you're doing is you declaring, you speaking, you believing what God has said. It's saying about you, what he's showing you, what he's taking you to. In other words, you standing on the promises of God. Even when the wind blow this way, or the enemy come and try to knock you over this way and do this and try to stop that and block that, whatever the case may be, you trust God. And again, it don't mean that it. Listen, I was reading in my daily devotion. I want to say was that today? It was saying how, how we have to trust God and just remember him and just be aware. I'm paraphrasing, so to speak, but it was saying in joy and in sorrow, in peace and in stress. So in other words, you're going to experience some sorrow, you're going to experience some stress, but you're going to experience some joy and some peace too. But in all those times, he's there. And in all those times, you're growing. You're growing. And again, when we're clinging to God, when we're still pressing forward in him and his ways, learning of him, getting in his word, praying, whatever he's moving us to do. In other words, we're still in relationship with him. We're continuously developing our relationship with him. We don't let these things that we experience sway us or move us. Now, we can ask God, okay, what's going on? What is it that you need me to do? What are you showing me? If need be. But that's part of relationship, communication, getting an understanding. In all things, get an understanding. And so, because I just keep hearing pursuing. That's what I literally keep hearing. I've been hearing that a lot. You're pursuing God. You're pursuing purpose. No matter what's going on, what's happening, kingdom people, is you're causing a glitch in the matrix. Now, what does that look like? Things are shifting for you. It may look like something going left, but on the other end, what's really happening and it's going right. God is opening doors and he's making way for you. He's bringing opportunities. He's showing you do this, do that. And before you know it, this happened. It's just like you on the move, but you're not on the move on your own. You're on the move for God, and he's the one orchestrating your moves. And it's causing a glitch in the matrix. Because again, remember, the enemy's aim, his goal, is to cause all this what you're going through, to cause you to stray away, to go to the ways of the world, to turn back, to give yourself over to him, so to speak, instead of doing things God's way, even where you're pursuing purpose and where God has promised you wealth for those of you that he has. The enemy is kind of like how we hear about people selling their souls for fame and fortune and money and riches and all that. That's what the enemy wants you to do. He wants you to get what God has for you through him, Satan, instead of doing it God's way, because it's hard God's way. It's tough. And because you're not doing what Satan wants you to do, in other words, you're not saying, forget it, God, this is too hard, but you stand on a straight and narrow with God, no matter what, it's causing a glitch in the matrix. You're causing a glitch in the matrix. And again, what's happening is that it's open doors. Even when the glitch was in the matrix, in the movie The Matrix, they were still, the good ones were still able to find their way to where they needed to be. Because it didn't matter what the enemy called himself doing, what he called himself changing. See, the enemy is trying to cause the glitch, but you stand on a path of righteousness. You continuing to do things God's way and trust God. That's what's causing you, the one who really causing the glitch in the matrix. They can try to change things up all they want, but it ain't going to change you except for the better. And it's not going to change God's mind about you. And so because of this, because this is your disposition, this is your stance, this is your mindset, you're causing a glitch in the matrix. And that is all I have to say about that. So if you like this video and or if it resonates with you, please just go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Then click on that subscribe button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Thank you. Make sure you go ahead and ring my bell. Ring my bell. Ring my bell so that you can receive a notification every time I upload a new video. Kingdom people, if there's any information you need to know about me, you can find all that right down below in the description box, along with other helpful resources. Kingdom people, thank you all so very much for being here. Thank you for all your likes, subscribe, shares, all your comments and feedback, all your financial contributions to my channel, and for all the seeds that you sow into me and my ministry. Kingdom people, thank you all so very much. Kingdom people, I love you all so very much. I really don't want to leave you, but I do have to go right now. Yet, I will be back to hold my kingdom people down. Now, kingdom people, above all else, let the Holy Spirit lead you in all things at all times. Kingdom people, we are untouchable, we are unmovable, we are unshakable, and we are unbreakable. Kingdom people, keep growing, keep going, and go and be great. That is our time. This Jesus girl is out. Shalom and peace.